Hello.
Welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast.
How are you all this evening?
It's Monday. It's October 24th.
It's been one of those days. Rained all morning, bright sunshine this afternoon.
And about 60, 65 degrees outside.
Lovely. It was really quite nice this afternoon.
Very nice this
It
afternoon.
was raining when I was walking this morning.
Yep.
Not so exciting, but...
And when I was waiting for the bus with the kids. So, yes. But...
Here we are.
Here we are. It's been a few weeks. We've
We're
had
back.
some schedule kerfuffles and challenges. But here we are. And Jen's month of travel.
Oh my goodness.
It's
Like,
gonna be
honestly,
over.
everything I know, every person I know, every group I know is like, let's meet in mid-October.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, mid-October is like the nicest time in the world to be in Vermont. So... having to go to Texas twice, and, well, Hartford, Connecticut is still in New England, but still, anyway, Texas twice in October, that's a lot.
It is a lot. And so we are here in our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont, where we sell a lot of the things that we will be talking to you about today in the main part of the podcast. So a whole lot of stuff in the chit chat and outtakes from our adventures in Rhinebeck and Woolen
That's
Folk
right.
a week or so ago.
Just a week. Can you believe that? It's only been a week? I
know.
feel like, I mean, again, I did go other places, but...
Yeah, it's been a week.
Yes, it's been a long week.
Been 1 week. So you can find the store out on social media as Must Love Yarn. We have an Instagram account, Facebook page, Ravelry group. Come join all of the fun and see what's going on at the store through those social media channels.
And all of our other people at the store. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. And I'm Angela.
I'm Jen.
And you can find me on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Ravelry as Jay Arbuckle, right? Is that
Yep.
right? I don't know. And on Instagram as Jennifer_Arbuckle, because I am the world's most original person when it comes to these fun names.
Yep. Well,
Yes.
you know.
It works for me.
Whatever's-
Obviously, it does not work really well because I can never remember which one is which. But Ange has it written down over there on a piece of paper, but I don't have my readers
type
on.
it in
So.
every week or every time we do the podcast down in the footer. So I just know them now. But you can also, find them in show notes, and we've linked to where we are.
All of our things.
All of our things. All the things. Apparently we have a Periscope account for
Oh, we
Must Love
do?
Yarn. I don't know. It's on the list. So
Really?
yeah, I have no idea.
I've never been there ever in my life, so who knows
used
what
it.
that is.
Who knows? I have been
I think
foraying
Kelly
out
used to do that,
probably
maybe.
into Reels for Instagram.
Even
Those
that's
are
beyond
pretty
me.
fun.
I made one by mistake the other day because I had a little video, and now everything you video is a reel. That's my skill level.
Nice.
And it's not because I'm old, it's just because I can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered. So we like to start out with our podcast pick. And the way this works is we're going to show you a product. We're going to show you some things that have been made out of that product. And then you can get 10% off of the yarn for the 2 weeks following the airing of the podcast.
Whatever we have in stock.
Whatever we have
We
in
have
stock.
a pretty good selection right now, I think, right?
We
Yeah.
do.
And we picked this one because, unbeknownst to me until I walked in here today, we have a trunk show. We have a trunk show here.
Which is why we have all these cool things hanging out on the mannequins
all
back
kinds
here.
of things. You can really see the yarn,
Yes.
which is great.
Yes. And so our podcast pick yarn this week is Barocco Mochi, which
in
is
case
a
you're wondering.
really fun.
Spelled like that. Here,
Yep.
let me turn it this way.
It's a really fun, like heavy worsted, light Aran,
super soft.
super
cozy.
soft. We've got so
We have a lot of
many
great colors. Yeah.
colors of
Yeah.
this.
So we have like
There's
9,
even
right?
more.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, some of them, and they have little flecks, obviously. You
Yep.
can sort of see the flecks of color in there.
And so this is
Fuzzy
a
wuzzy.
blend. It's alpaca, nylon, wool, and other. Super light, super fuzzy, Really fun to work with.
Yeah. Kind of like roving. Because it's not really...
It's kind of chain ply.
Yeah, a little bit with that stuff in there. But yeah.
And
yeah.
So if you're looking for something to like do the cables and lace along, like there's a great little hat, this little beret that would qualify for the lace along part.
Yeah, and these patterns, this little booklet, all the patterns are by Amy Christophers, who is a kind of local to us designer. She's from Vermont, originally at least, if not now. And
these are the Bennington Bennington hat and cowl.
Yeah. It's interesting too. I'm curious whether the texture is showing up on the screen. Because in person, even though it's dark, you can definitely see it. Maybe if you,
you can. The playback screen's not very good, but on the actual regular screen.
There you go.
So nice little lace. So the Bennington cowl and the Bennington hat.
Even though it's fuzzy, it still has some good stitch definition.
Well, and you can see the stitch definition just with the color work. This is all mochi. This is the Stowe sweater.
Yes. We didn't know this until we started writing down all the names of the patterns. They're all names
of towns in
Vermont. So we felt like we had to bring this to you.
So Stowe, this cardigan is the Paulette cardigan. So it's Pawlet. Paulette.
Yeah, some pretty cables.
Paulette.
It definitely gets a very felted sort of look to it, but it's not felted, which is interesting.
Very tweedy too. Yep. We have this nice shawl, or
it's like a ruana, maybe even. It's like a very wide scarf.
Very wide scarf. Called the Waitsfield. All towns of Vermont.
Right, Waitsfield is not so far from here. That's where Mad River Glen is, in case you're wondering. Sugarbush, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we actually had a shop sample for the shoulder cozy from Church Mouse Yarns that we had knit up quite a while ago, and it's just like the softest.
Yeah.
Weighs almost nothing.
Super light and just
very cozy.
Really nice. So Mochi retails for $14 a skein. These are actually 50-gram skeins and 191 yards. So it's really lightweight. Knits at worsted to Aran, depending, it can knit up or down, depending on what you're making, and is, pretty versatile. This sweater is so lightweight, but I'm sure it's super warm.
And also just really like the perfect cozy fall.
Yeah.
Winter sweater.
Yep. Not too itchy. So I think, for the next 2 weeks, through November 11th, you can get 10% off online or in store on the Mochi with the code PPMochi.
Right.
Why not?
Let's make life simple.
Yep. PPMochi.
We probably already use PP Fuzzy anyways.
Probably at some point, yes.
It'd be a whole discussion about how to spell fuzzy, so let's not make it hard.
So, Mochi.
PP
Yes. So yeah, this is a really great, super fun yarn.
Yeah, we've had it for a year or two now, I think, maybe. Yeah. We do pretty well with it. It's very popular. I think it is definitely one of those ones where it helps to see some garments made out of it, because it's one of those yarns where you're not quite sure.
Can you even knit a sweater out of this?
Right, exactly. Yeah, this sweater is so pretty. Hopefully all the colors are showing up online. It's really so
I know.
pretty.
Now I want to knit it.
I know. I was like,
Clearly.
Says the woman who bought more than one sweater quantity last weekend, because...
Sweater quantities.
Yes. And also, you may remember that there's a few whip sweaters hanging out in my house as well. But I'm on to the newest.
Totally.
We'll see.
Totally.
Yes.
And so what are you wearing today?
I am wearing my The Shift.
The Shift.
I always feel like, because if you look it up as Shift, you will get nowhere. All right. So,
That's nice.
Yeah, this is, I had Spin Cycle in my stash.
Yeah.
From when I went to Seattle on a business trip. I don't even know, like 6 years ago, maybe. And I probably talked about this before, but this is actually, it's kind of funny. Two of the colorways are exactly the same, but when I bought them, the way they were, I didn't realize that two of them were the same because it was like light, medium, and dark purple. That's sort of how they were presenting. And I was like, oh, I don't know what I'll do with those, but there's some fun color and I'll do whatever. And honestly, when
You can't tell.
the joy of knitting this, it's so much fun, is just the colors that come out. Like I had no idea there's green in there and there's another color
It's like
down
some
here.
brown and gray.
Yeah.
And yellow.
And so it calls for 3 different colors for obviously many people, many thousands of people. Probably all of you have made this, but as you know, it calls for 3 colors. And so I used A, B, and C, like light, medium, dark, or whatever she had suggested, even though 2 of the colorways were exactly the same. And I didn't really even have to, I had messed with one, I had to, where 2 colors were coming together that were exactly the same. I had to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
But otherwise, and so it was just really fun that even though 2 were the exact same colorway, they still presented differently.
Nice.
The joy of this, such a fun project to knit.
Nice.
I'm not much of a knit the same thing over and over again person, but I would definitely knit this again in different yarns just because it's so much fun to knit and the colors pop right out. It's just...
I've knit it out of Arroyo. I've knit it out of Spin Cycle. I've knit it out of the Schopel, the edition 3, the DK, whatever the sport DK version is of the
Edition
Schopel
3,
edition 3.
It's also such a versatile pattern. Like,
Yeah.
I will say this: the one thing I don't love about it is I don't love the seam at the back, and I would probably do things. It bugs me that the colors are anyway. It bugs me that it's a very obvious seam, so I might do something different if I did it again. But and I blocked it really heavily because mine was really. And so, because at first I was like, this is never going to be big enough. But then I just blocked it heavily and it straightened everything out, which was nice. And it does have a little bit of a curly edge. But anyway, it's such a I wear this a lot because it's just so easy. You just throw it on in the morning, especially this time of year where it's like
in between
damp or cold and then it gets warm in the afternoon. So I took it off for a while and then it's just so easy. It doesn't fall off. It just stays on as it should.
Yep.
Perfectly. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, very versatile.
Yep. So I'm wearing my campsider. This nice little pullover, like super open.
Also perfect for this time of year.
Perfect for this time of year. I made mine with short sleeves. The pattern calls, and I think it was because I was running out of yarn.
Or patience.
Or
hard
I
to
just
tell.
didn't really want to do sleeves. It could have gone either way. I don't remember at this point. So, but really nice, super fun.
It's so pretty, that one.
It's kind of like a boxy style, but I remembered that I had it. I took it to Rhinebeck, wearing it. Can't remember which day. One of the days, maybe the day we went down, Thursday. And then I think ended up wearing it again.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. But dug it out again today because I was like, I knew it was going to be warm.
Yeah.
So the short sleeves, like anyway, it'll keep you warm, but it's also not, you're not overheating.
And you could easily wear that over a long sleeve t-shirt or something. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I got. I have no finished objects.
Of course I don't either.
I mean, unless you count the heel that I knit for Michelle on Friday. Friday morning. I did a heel. Does that count?
You finished Michelle's sock.
I finished her sock for her.
And by the time you finished it, I think we were sold out of that color.
Well, and I think part of the reason why we were selling it was because I was standing there working on it. And it's one of those yarns that in the skein, it's nice. But when you see it knit up, it's really nice.
The stripes are amazing. Yeah.
So just having it out for people to look at, I think, helped a lot. Helped with that one a lot.
I have not counted what percentage of finished object I am with my squares. But I, because of all this travel, I have actually, although I have not had much knitting time, strangely enough, some of the trips on the plane, like I wasn't comfortable enough, wasn't enough room to really knit comfortably, but I brought them along.
You have a pile of squares there.
Yes, I'm getting there. And so I brought them all, even though it's, because I just wanted to show them like the pile. I have been knitting lots of squares.
Lots of squares.
Yes, so this is one, this is how they're knitting up. So I think I am 1, 2, 3. So this is the one where this is the last one, and I have to buy a skein of yarn to knit like this much of the dark purple. Very exciting. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of math involved previous at the beginning, and I have been very close, but I have made all the other ones. Anyway, so that's one dark purple pink, and then this is the white with the tan, and then tan with the white. 2, 3. I'm just making sure because I just started another one of those. And then this is the other one. And so I don't think I have my little diagram, but if you want to know what this is ultimately going to be, I'm making a welcome blanket for the Welcome Blanket Project, which is going around the countryside. It is coming here. We are a drop-off spot for those who wish to make some. It's a project that's been in the works for a while in other locations. So it is donations for refugee families. And there'll be a display of the one that's going around the country, I think, and then all of the other ones, and then they'll give them away. So I don't know. It's not like I didn't have any other projects I was working on, but I just decided to do this. And so my goal is it'll be like a quilt. It has to be 40 by 40, so it'll be 4 squares by 4 squares, so 16 squares total. And I am, when I finish this purple one, I will just need to do, I think, 3 more. This one that I just started, and then the 2 other white ones. And then I just have to put it all together, which I'm sort of not looking forward to. However, and then 11/23 is the due date when they must be delivered to the venue. So it's been fun to work on. So it's very simple. I didn't do anything fussy. It's just other than deciding to do the stripes. So it'll be like kind of a pop art quilt is what I'm going for. So we'll see. And then I just did this detail at the edges where, you knit 2 stitches and then an eyelet. Yeah. So when it hitches together, you'll have a thicker piece, and then the eyelets will be, so it'll just give it a little bit of something. And also I won't have to do a border. My words are escaping me. I don't know.
It'll have its own border.
Yes.
Self-bordering.
I originally was thinking, I need to buy more yarn so I can do a border, and then I was like, I don't think I have to. Look, it's going to have like this little detail, so I do not have to. Better, even better.
Yep.
And even the other side is kind of cool, even though on the back, on the screen, it looks very funny. It looks very close to here, but when you're up close, you can see that it's... Anyway, enough about that. So, I have lots of other things that I would like to be working on, but I wanted to just get that sort of done. I'll be hitching it together on 11/20 for 11/23. But we shall see. And other than that, I really only have, aforementioned whips, notwithstanding. The only other one I brought with me today is the sweater that I was looking for yarn for, is the new sweater by Quince & Co. called Bouldering, which is this really fun cardigan. And the design is actually by Kirsten Hipsky. And then there's some other pictures of some of the details of the sweater. So basically, not to give too much away, but you knit the cable panel in the back, and then that comes up and around the front, and then you knit the sides out and the sleeves straight out. Mm-hmm. So the construction sort of intrigued me from the very beginning. Also, I think the cable detail is really pretty. So I was looking for Aran weight yarn all weekend.
It's one of our missions.
And there was a backup yarn here in the store that we don't have enough of that I would have had to order, which given the number of projects would not have been a problem, but I did find some yarn at Bat and Kill Fibers. So this is their Hudson colorway, which is
I have a really plummy, purpley, pinky purple.
So I've started the back panel, and I got this far.
Started that.
This is how much
Saturday night.
While we were there, Saturday night. Exactly right.
After the yarn was purchased.
I was very excited about it, getting it going. So also now it can qualify as a whip. So this is technically a worsted weight, but it's a heavy worsted. And so I'm a little I'm curious. Of course, I did not swatch because I'm not going to. So I'm curious to see as I get a little further up here whether I think this is too loose or not. I think it might be okay because I think it will bloom because this is a alpaca Corriedale mix, 50-50. So I think the alpaca will bloom.
And I mean, just based on the yardage, 100 grams gain with 184 yards. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a heavy worsted.
Yeah, and what they were calling for, I think was it owl that they were using? That's their heavy worsted, or maybe kestrel. I think maybe it was kestrel. Osprey that they were calling for, and it was 170 yards and 100 grams. So it's
Comparable.
It's a little bit lighter weight, but not much. So anyway, so I am excited about the sweater, and I think it's knit on pretty big needles. So I also
Your
think
favorite.
I know, right? Big yarn, big needles. So I think I probably will be working on that a little bit here in the early part of the winter because I would love to have the sweater to wear this winter. So it could be a quick knit, and it's also. The construction is intriguing enough for me that I'm just want to work on it. So we might put other things aside. Again, not the blanket though. The blanket is still going.
So I have a couple of whips that I don't think nobody on here has seen. I don't even think I posted on social media about them. So they're
It's a surprise for all of us.
Surprise for everybody. So
One of them, I guess, I probably saw.
one
last
of them
weekend.
you've seen.
Yeah.
So one of them is new. Just
Yeah,
passed it
I've not
on.
seen this one.
It's the first part of a double stuff mitten.
Oh.
So the double stuff mittens are aligned mittens, so that's why there's provisional cast on this end. So when I finish this mitten, then I'm gonna knit the lining, and then you have a lined, completely
Lovely.
lined mitten, super warm.
Pretty color.
Yeah. So this will be the teacher gift.
Oh, that's right. What are you knitting? So that's like a
So
worsted
this
weight?
is mountain mohair.
So worsted, yeah.
Worsted weight, and then the inside yarn is like a DK. And so we have this 7th floor yarn that's a merino
right.
yak silk. So it's really soft, really good for lining things. So that's what it's going to be. It matches the cowl that I made last year.
Oh, right,
out of
right.
the
Yeah.
Rowan felted tweed. So it's these colors are in that cowl. So it's for that same teacher because we like to do matchy. And my kid we do 2-year. So we have 2 grades in one class at my kid's school. So the kids have the same teacher for multiple
Teachers are
years.
lining up in the hallway competing to
2
get
years.
Angela's kids in their class because those are the nicest teacher gifts, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, you
that
think
makes
about
sense.
what teacher gifts often are. I mean, really, that's
So this is fast. It's a worsted weight mitten. I knit this yesterday. I have
yeah.
I just have to close this up, and I've got to knit the thumb, and then it'll be ready to knit the lining. So I may wait to see if I may knit both the linings at the same time. So we'll see. It'll be good. The other teacher gift.
I would knit the other green one now, and
That's
then
kind of what I'm thinking.
worst case scenario, she gets a pair of green mittens for Christmas that may or may not have a lining in them. Hopefully, she doesn't watch this podcast.
I don't think she does. No, I think they'll go quick. Mittens.
Yes.
Mittens are good because they are fast, particularly worsted weight mittens. The other teacher gift is another pair of worsted weight mittens with color work. But I want to get them done, so I'm not doing them in December, which is what always happens.
Right.
Then I can go maybe knit on a sweater for me
In December, yeah.
when I get done with these. So
Right.
the faster I get these done, faster I can knit on something else like a sweater.
Well, plus you've had some big projects lately, so to have a small thing to work on is kind of, it's nice to have these small, these squares are like the simplest things on the face of the planet, but I've been enjoying knitting them. I think because I've had so much other stuff going on, it's just nice to just knit. There's no cables and charts and
So the other project that I've been working on and started in am currently on Sleeve Island, is a little sweater. It's called
After being on Pocket Park for a little while last weekend.
Pockets. Oh my gosh. So much conversation
That's so
and
funny.
thrashing about
I couldn't think of
pockets.
another P word very quickly, but
I know.
that was pretty good though, Pocket Park.
It is Pocket Park. So this is a cardigan not for me, for somebody in my house who really likes pink.
You've
and
lost
who
a lot of weight, Ange, but not that much.
actually picked the yarn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pink. I like
So,
pink. That's pink.
It's very pink. This is a drops pattern. And what is causing
It's very cute.
all
actually.
the consternation was these have pockets, but they have internal pockets. And you had to attach this little flap, and then I've
We're
got
still
it.
not 100% sure we've done it.
No, I'm
correctly,
pretty
but
sure. I'm pretty sure now. And then
There were
there's-
2.5 people consulting with
I
Ange
know.
last weekend
and
about this.
nobody could. No. Anyway,
I was like, no, you do it this way. And Michelle was like, I think you should do it this way.
Yeah,
and
and
Ange was
finally I
like,
just-
neither of those
just
make any sense.
did it the way I wanted. After consulting with the people, it's like I'm not sure the people know what they're doing. So
Well, the people did read one line in the pattern and
yeah,
make an assumption.
that's true. So there are pockets. These are live stitches here to knit the other half of the pocket. One sleeve done. I need to knit the other sleeve and deal with the pockets and deal with these things, which according to the pattern are supposed to, I don't think they're long enough, even though I followed the pattern. They're supposed to go on back here. I don't think they're long enough.
That's it? There's no button band?
No.
Oh, and then you knit
It's-
it.
It's on. It's part of.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It's a drops pattern. That's all.
Yeah,
I
we
can
don't
say.
like to, whatever.
I mean, you got to really stretch this out.
Drops is,
To make it
they have
work.
lots of really, really cute patterns. There's no question about
I mean,
it.
I guess it'll work if I stretch it a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They're just, there's not a lot of detail in those
There's-
patterns.
maybe a few things left out that
And you
would
really-
be helpful instructions at times.
And even if you're a very experienced knitter, as Ange and the other two of us were last
I knit
weekend.
a lot of sweaters
Yeah.
and a lot of cardigans.
Yeah, so unless you really, we get people in the store quite a bit asking questions about the patterns.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, there's a moment every time where I'm like, oh, gosh.
no, it's a
here we
drops
go.
pattern.
Because, there's just not a lot of detail and, it doesn't even have to be. But also
Yeah.
it's just not as clear as it could be.
And so I'm not entirely convinced that my child is actually going to wear the sweater.
She better.
I don't tend to spend a lot of money anymore for yarn for my kids. So this is some yarn I bought at Michael's that was like super on sale, and I had a coupon, and I think I spent like $12 total. So this is Flex. It's a acrylic, and acrylic.
Don't let her get too close to the wood
I
stove
know.
this winter.
Acrylic on acrylic. I know, 79% acrylic, 21% polyester. But yet it still says hand wash cold, so that's fun. Anyway,
It's afraid the little bit
the little nubs.
will come off.
Yeah.
It's very cute though. It'll be super cute.
it's
And tell
kind
tell
of-
them why.
Yeah, it's kind of matchy. So I have a sweater that's not that color, but it's a gray and it has those little nub flecks. It's one that I bought, and she was wearing it and she was like, can you get me one in my size? And so I asked the person that I bought my sweater from, do they come in kid sizes? And she couldn't find it. So then I was on a mission to make her one. So that's why.
With pockets.
With pockets, because
Right.
mine has pockets,
Mhm.
long sleeve, like open cardigan. So
That's why the pockets are important. There was a
Yeah.
brief discussion last week
Can
about
you just leave
could
the
you just
pockets
leave
off?
them out? Like
And I
you
was
need
like,
them.
no, cannot leave the pockets out.
Should we make them patch pockets? There was lots of discussions about pockets.
Yeah, there was many discussions about pockets. So I'm doing it as written, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I'm a little curious about the neck straps or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
And also, why would you not just pick up
you know,
stitches and knit a
I
ribbing? It would be easier. But anyway,
do not know the answers to these questions. I'm just
Right.
following the pattern
yes.
as it's written, or
Right.
mostly as it's written.
So we'll see how that all goes.
See how it goes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that there's much other knitting content. So we have to, I have two more, maybe a little bit more share time.
Okay.
Just looking to see and we have to pick a prize.
Yep, we have prize to pick, and then
prizes.
Prizes!
I know it comes as a huge shock that we went to the Feederbrook Farm booth last weekend.
I wasn't gonna.
And I was like, I don't need any. I've got a little bit left at home. I have a whole sweater that I have started that I need to be knitting on.
Yeah.
But we did go in there.
Yeah, of course we did.
Yeah, and I will say this. I brought this to show just because it's new this year.
Yes.
Bulky weight, and I just wanted to show you because it's so cool. Like the bulky weight. I don't know what it was about it that just... plus her colorways are really nice. So they all have the same label on them, so I don't really know what she calls this, but it's a blue-faced Leicester wool, and there's 260 yards and 100 grain. No, that can't be right.
No, that's
these are DK labels.
Yeah, those are the DK
Ignore
labels.
that. So we don't know how much yardage there is.
It's mystery.
It's hard to say, but I did think that they might make great hats for some family members and some other things. So I'm telling myself that these are gifts for other people. They're also colors that I really love.
You could probably knit like the flicker and flame hat out of those, like with a solid color and that for the color work.
I think there's enough to make a regular hat.
Probably.
Yes, because
Probably.
But because of the color work, it's nice to have a solid with it. So. Anyway, I couldn't resist a couple of those gains, and I just wanted for anyone who might be paying attention to them.
Might have also bought some Feederbrook, not
I brought some
in the bulky.
I brought some other as well, but that's in a different bag. Couldn't resist.
And I bought a couple solids that I don't know what I'm gonna make. We'll figure. I have enough to like knit a sweater. Back to Shifty.
Right, Shifty's been on my list for a long time, so maybe that's
for last year.
Right, and neither one of us made it, did we?
No.
At least you used yours.
I have used
mine
a lot
is
of mine.
Mine is plain. I have a plan for what I bought last year. It's still, and I still have a plan in the back of my head that would make a fun skirt. I like skirts, but. And then the other, and you didn't bring your yarn.
I didn't bring mine, but I have similar yarn.
Yeah. So last time on our podcast, we talked about this new line that Cece has, this American U.
Which we still have in the store.
Which we still have the trunk show of, right? We have to send it back.
I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. But yeah,
it'll
go back at some point.
Right, exactly. And she had quite a bit of it in her booth at Rhinebeck as well. Really nice yarn. But this one we haven't seen. This is the Twisted Sport, and it is.
So what it is a
mistake, right?
It was a mistake. So it's one strand of superwash and two strands of non-superwash,
which is 3-ply merino Rambouillet.
Yep, and so it takes the dye differently.
Maybe I should choose a different one. You can sort of see the dark and light there.
You can really see it in this one.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
So it takes the dye, the superwash and the non-superwash takes the dye differently. And so when you apply them together, it gives you this really nice twist. It's the same yarn, dyed with the same dye. It's just taking it up different.
Yeah, so it's very cool, and it makes...
Very cool, very subtle.
A little bit of a sort of heathered effect when you're knitting it up. It's a beautiful solid.
Yeah.
So she, of course... So it was a Desperate Housewives kind of weekend, sort of, in that... We had spent the whole day Friday with Michelle, who was wearing her 98% finished
Desperate Housewives cardigan.
and her Hawaiian shirt tonals, which I would also recommend to anyone who's interested. Beautiful colors.
Yep.
She's posted about that a few times, so you've probably seen it. And then you go to Cece's booth, and she has it in this. So for me, this would be my primary border. Bands and cuffs and ribbing or whatever, the dark blue, and then there's 7 other colors I want to say.
Yeah.
So I just sort of picked, and Ange and I picked different colors.
Yep.
She had kits. Oh, you bought
a kit.
Yeah, and I picked random colors that I liked together. So those are my 7 stripes. And it may be Desperate Housewives, or it may be just another stripy sweater.
And mine are a lot of these same colors, except
similar.
My 2 are
your base.
I think the lighter gray. This is the darker gray, and there was also a lighter gray.
Yeah.
And mine, I'm pretty sure in a lighter gray.
Yeah.
So
not
same
always,
kind of yarn.
Yeah, not always my color palette because they're a little summery, these colors, but with the dark blue. And lots of these colors I love. And so, like, I would never make a whole sweater out of this because it's not a great color for me personally, but I love this color and I'm psyched to have it in something. Yeah. So anyway, that was totally impulse buy.
I was talking about it all weekend and I drug Jen back.
Oh my
there
God,
on
I just
Sunday.
couldn't. What was I supposed to do?
I drug her back and I was like, if she still has kits, I'm going to get it. Jen was like, you could just make your own. I was like, no, kit.
And then I was standing there while she was thinking about it and I was like, Yes. And as usual, for me at Rhinebeck, it's like the things I can't get at home. So anyway, that is not an immediate sweater because the pink one is first. Yeah. And maybe some of the other ones that I'm very excited about that are in bags at my house.
I'll have to decide which one I'm going to cast on first. So tell me.
Plus, this is DK weight, so that's smaller needles.
Help me decide. I could make Ginny out of this stuff.
The good news, though, is that you were feeling not uninspired, but before you went. But so now you have like things that you're excited to.
I know. Yeah. It's not like I don't have lots of yarn at home.
No, I know, but
so
sometimes you just need a little boost.
Help me decide. Should I knit Jenny next? Should I do Desperate Housewives next? Should I do the Dragonfly fiber sweater, which I didn't even bring that yarn.
But it's a color work.
It's color work, yeah. It's a Jennifer Steingass sweater.
Oh, Avena.
Isn't
that what it's called?
Yeah,
something like that. The one with the leaves that curve.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about
all
that.
DK weight sweaters. So 3 sweater quantities of DK weight.
Yes, sweaters. I'm definitely going for the big stuff first.
I know. Now I want to make this.
I know.
So
yeah.
Anyway. I think I'm coming to the store on Saturday, so you know what's going to happen. I'm going to buy yarn to make that sweater. And then
on Saturday?
Yeah.
Are we doing something that I've forgotten about?
If I have a class going forward, then yes.
Oh, right. Classes. Yes. Gosh, I forgot all about that. My brain has really been somewhere else the last couple of weeks. Sorry.
And staff meeting.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Do I work here? I don't know.
Says the person who's missed the last 2 staff meetings.
In fairness, that's true. I'm usually the one who reminds everyone at the beginning of the week. I'm going to remind everybody on Thursday this time, on the off chance that maybe people will actually come.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds
right. Good. All right. So what do we?
So we have prize. We have a prize we need to
let's do that.
Giveaway for our summer tank along.
It's only been a month since summer was over.
We're 2 months late almost.
No, summer ends.
No, I know, but
this
knit along was ending at the beginning of September.
Oh, obviously we should have, and perhaps did extend it.
We did.
By not picking.
Anyway, so we went into our bag of prizes, and we have 2 skeins of Fiber Stash, and this really fun way you can make another summer tee out of this or use it for something else.
Such a beautiful colorway.
I forget what it's
called.
I don't know. It doesn't even
I feel like running over there and grabbing one because I'm pretty sure we have one.
Yeah. So it's fingering weight. It's clearly her just normal.
Not campfire because that's much more orange. But confetti maybe?
Something.
Strawberry shortcake.
And then we also have this container of really cool origami stitch markers.
So
for our delinquency.
That's our delinquency apology, right?
Yes.
You get stitch markers and yarn.
Super nice prize. So we had like 11 entries, so I'm going to just do this right now. So we have between 2 and 11, and our winning post is number 10. It's right there. And because I'm killing trees today, and this was just easier, post number
look at all those
10
tops.
Is Cassie.
Oh, Cassie. Awesome.
Cassie D, 17, with that one.
Which pattern is that?
That is, she didn't actually, does she say? She didn't.
That's pretty, yeah.
It's like a short sleeve love note almost.
Yeah.
Like super short love note.
Yeah, pretty. Awesome.
So
congratulations, Cassie.
Awesome.
We might have her address, but
we might. But message me, and we'll get you your prize. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's fun.
Thank you for participating.
Yeah. And I happen to know
Yay.
that she doesn't live around here, so she doesn't have much access to Fiber Stash. So that's
Awesome.
super exciting.
Even
and she's
more fun.
She's part of our online knitting group, so she's heard us talk about it quite a bit. So that'll be
Exciting.
fun. Yeah.
Hopefully you love these colors.
Yes.
Super fun.
They are really pretty.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, so that's good. We're still doing Seasons of Vermont along, so keep posting in there. We'll draw prizes for that again.
We just about sold. We still have a few left of the fall box. We've done very little publicity for it, but we sold quite a bit actually last weekend. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super
so
good.
I should probably do a little note to the public to remind them that they're still there. Great gifts. Nice time of year to start thinking about gift giving.
Yep. We have our Cables and Lace Along, which is going on through the end of November. So with cables, knit with lace, knit with both. Make whatever you want. We showed you some good options here out of the Mochi if you want to join.
Bouldering is a big cable sweater.
We have the Sparkle Along, which has started.
Oh, right.
So that runs through the end of the year. So basically make it sparkle. Use sparkle yarn, add beads, use Stellaris, like whatever, make it sparkle.
We've been selling quite a bit of that Stellaris actually.
That's fun.
Yeah. It is
Super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do little ornaments, you could do a hat, you could
do that little scarf.
Scarf.
Scarfette or whatever that Ariana did and posted about. We sold quite a few of those.
Awesome.
Because it's one skein, one Stellaris,
Spool.
and one of, not Mochi, but one skein of DK weight, I think.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Super fun. Join the Sparkle Along. We're also running our annual Warmth with Yarn Cowl.
Right.
So that's going on as well through the end of the year. You know, bring your donations, donate locally.
Meaning locally to you.
Locally to you if you are not local to us. Though we have had people ship us their stuff and we add them to our collection.
Yeah.
So, and we have all the details for all those cowls are up in our Ravelry thread because I did update and put them all in there. Very smug. But I finally got around to doing that. So, yay.
And then in terms of events, like obviously it was a big, we do have classes posted. We have kind of a collection of different kinds of classes up there.
Yep.
We haven't been doing much posting about them ahead of time, unfortunately, because busy. Things have been a little busy. But
we're going to do some marketplaces, holiday marketplaces running between Thanksgiving and Christmas again.
we have some
Some
people
vendors
signed up, so
lined up for
almost ready to share.
Friday and
some of that.
Saturday after Thanksgiving, and then for the Saturdays following, we'll run them from like 11 to 2. They'll be in store. There'll be 2 vendors.
Saturday.
What did?
No. You said that, but the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend.
Yep.
Well, 2 things. One is Small Business Saturday.
It is Small Business Saturday.
And it's our store anniversary,
Yeah.
always every year, even though we opened a few weeks ahead of that. But the official, so 7 years.
7 years. I know.
It's crazy.
So we'll be here.
We will all weekend.
Signed up for
live
that
and
day.
in person.
You've heard it here first.
Right.
Wing on a Prayer Farm and Fernbridge Farm. We'll be
AKA
here.
Kelly-Yanni.
AKA Kelly. We'll be here the Saturday for Small Business Saturday.
Yeah, which is great. I'm psyched. I'm psyched.
Yeah.
I would have been excited no matter what, but I'm glad those 2 are here.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think it'll be awesome.
And are we doing them on Friday too, or just
Yep,
Saturday?
we have Joan Fitzhugh. It's going to come in on Friday with some of her bags.
Yeah, the
So
great Christmas
she
presents.
Awesome bags.
Yeah.
Always a delight to have her in.
She's doing a little something for the December box.
Awesome.
Not a full bag, but a little something.
Even better. We've got Fiber Stashes signed up for later in December.
Great.
And I know some other folks, and I'm drawing a blank because I don't have the spreadsheet in front of me.
Is Michelle coming? I think she's coming.
I think she's coming. She just needs to tell me what date. So,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a little bit of the usual suspects, but a great time to.
I think we have a couple of our newer vendors.
Yeah.
Local farmers are going to be coming on one of the weekends. So
maybe Pier's home, and yeah, that'll be great. it'll be good to, as usual.
Yeah.
We do it for two reasons. One, we love to have them in the store just because it's fun, and everybody gets to see. We sell what we can of their products, but sometimes they have other stuff that you can't get here. So,
and you also just get to meet them. It's a great way to talk to them for a little bit, see what they got going on. A lot of times they have great samples and other things that go with them to shows.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have, new faces in the store.
And we like to give people an opportunity, just another place. There's a lot of craft shows and all kinds of other places, but those are kind of hard for yarn vendors to participate in. So it's nice to try to give people just another opportunity to sell their stuff, especially very busy Christmas holiday time of year.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's funny, like Thanksgiving, I guess we always have the same amount of time between, but I feel like it's a little bit tighter than it normally is this year. Yeah, because Thanksgiving is it's like the 24th instead of being a little bit earlier. Right. And then Christmas weekend will be weird because Christmas Eve is on Saturday. Yeah. So yeah, there's only 3 weekends between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Someone maybe should start thinking about things.
Yep.
I'm a last minute shopper, despite my I bought things to make gifts, but those gifts have not been made, so that's a problem.
Yep.
One tends to overestimate one's time and availability between now and the holidays.
Yep, which is why I'm working on teacher gifts right now, because they will come up fast.
And 1,000 million bazaar gifts.
I know, right?
Craft bazaar, I should say.
Instead of making
as opposed to bazaar.
20 plus gnomes the week before Christmas.
Yes. They were adorable and they were super cute, but that seems like a recipe for torture.
That was torture.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
self-inflicted, but even so, it does not matter.
Trying to not repeat that this year.
Yes, I like the little magnet idea. That's probably much more manageable.
I can pick at it too.
Right, exactly. It's like when I make the little progress keepers I've been making for the Seasons of Vermont box. You think, 25, wow, it's like 25, but it's really
just kind of pick at it.
Yeah, and honestly, even if I just sit down, those I don't have to wait for things to dry, so that makes life a little simpler.
Yeah.
I can sit down in like an hour. I can just I always think it's an hour. In reality, it's probably like 2. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 and change, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, lots of good stuff.
Definitely.
I'm definitely feeling like overstuffed with yarn. I've replenished my coffers with yarn.
Yeah.
Not that my coffers were lacking, unfortunately, but still, it's nice to have all these pretty things to look forward to and all the fun projects to work on. If only I could just knit all day long every day, I would be much happier.
I know, right?
Pesky work thing.
I know.
And lately,
life stuff.
Yeah, life stuff lately. So, be good. It's that time of year. Travel behind us. Time to hunker down. It's dark out already.
It's already dark.
Almost 6:45. So, I guess we talked for a little while here.
A while.
Today. Yeah,
a little bit
longer than usual. Yeah.
Lots of Rhinebeck stuff in the outtakes. So.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. So. Don't forget to enter. Lots of good prizes waiting here in a bin somewhere for all the entries in our knit-alongs.
Right.
So.
We need to do some more stash diving because I've got lots of things that I could don't. Oh, see, that's time. It's time. Our time is up.
It is.
Our time is up.
Yeah.
So.
And if you need some great inspiration for these lovely projects, and a little discount on this yarn.
Yeah.
You know where to come.
Absolutely. So.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming in, hanging out with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see you around in the store. Small Business Saturday. We'll see you around on social media.
I can't believe it's the end of October already.
I know.
I know there's still like a week, but still, golly.
Yep.
That just crept right up.
Yep, it did. Here we are. So we'll see everybody soon. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll, I think, maybe be on our regular rotation here.
Hopefully. I think so. We'll see. We're both troublemakers in that respect. So.
I know. And schedules can change quickly.
So far.
Yeah.
So far.
Well, we will see everybody soon. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us for a little bit.
We won't see you in time, so have a happy Halloween if you're a Halloween celebrator.
We will, because this will post before Halloween.
Right. You'll see us, but we won't have a chance to say happy Halloween.
That's true. So I'll say it now. Happy Halloween.
Have fun.
Have fun. I'm dressing up.
Are you?
Check my Instagram.
Can't wait to see that.
What it's going to be this
My
year.
niece has moved beyond the dressing up stage, so she's now into I'm going to scare some of the children stage.
I have a tandem costume with one of my children.
Oh, are you like attached or
no?
Okay,
no.
good.
Nope.
I think tandem is fine. The one where you're like the front or the back of an animal.
Oh yeah, no, not tandem, but I mean,
you're there.
Our costumes are related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see
see how
the
it goes.
pictures.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We'll
that's
see
it.
everybody
We're gonna call it.
soon.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right.
The recordy button. I don't know what I'm gonna work on in terms of projects. Probably nothing, because I have nothing at a place that I can work on.
I just started my next square to get it to the point where I could really do it mindlessly, which I got very little knitting done at my thing this weekend. It's normally a conference where I get to knit a lot.
Yeah.
But I was orchestrating both days of meetings, and we had some not tough, but like big topics on Saturday, so I didn't feel like I could.
Wasn't appropriate.
It was not good for me to. It would have been fine. They all know. They've seen me knit 1,000 times, but I needed to be leading the conversation and not just
paying attention.
Yeah.
Paying attention.
Yeah. So I was annoyed by that.
Yeah.
I was ready to. I'm in the hunkering down and knitting mood. I just have to find a space and time.
I feel like I've been doing I've got lots of other projects going on that are not knitting.
Yeah, I think for me, because I'm finally home.
Some sewing.
Oh, that's exciting.
I'm making pillowcases.
Oh, for you?
To donate to the Holiday Bazaar, my kids' school. I'm up to 16 pillowcases.
And are they like quilted, or what are they?
No, they're just sewn. Like for your actual pillows on your bed with like different colors of fabric.
Fun fabrics.
Yeah. French seams. They're fancy.
That sounds nice.
You know. What else have I been making? I'm making like these little magnets out of like glass. Then you can buy them at like Michael's or like the dollar store or whatever. They're like glass bead. They're not really beads, but they're like flat on one side and kind of domed, and people put them in like vases or whatever.
Plants, the whatever they are. Not the frogs, but the
or you can anyway, you can put like decorative paper on the flat side, and it will show through the glass. You can paint with like fingernail polish. Like if you have crazy fingernail polish, it'll show galaxy. You can also crack them, like make crack glass with them by heating them and then dropping them in ice water, and then the glass all cracks, and then you can paint them, and they look like kind of crazy cool. Yeah. So we've been doing those, and then like gluing magnets on the back. So also things to donate to the Holiday Bazaar for people to buy kind of cool fun magnets for gifts or whatever. Yeah, that does sound cool. Yeah. It's fun to experiment with other crafty things. Yeah. Though I forget how many steps are in some of those other crafty things. Yeah. And like you have to do this one, like you have to paint them, or you have to put the paper on with Mod Podge, and then you've got to let it dry, and then glue the magnet on, and then you got to let it dry. And I'm using some of the rare earth magnets, and so you have to like once you attach them, they have to be like at least like 6 inches from the next one, or like the magnets will start to like pull towards each other, like off the glue. So it's been a little bit of a learning curve with those. That sounds fun. Yeah. Are you making your kids help? Abigail is helping me paint some of them. And then she wanted to paint her fingernails, and then she wandered off. So I don't really know what happened. And she came back and she was like, I can't get the stuff off my pants. And I was like, oh, okay. It won't wash off. I'm like, yeah, it's paint. Nail polish. Lacquer.
Even more. If it's
Yeah.
nail polish, it's going to wear off, honey. That's how this works. Go dig in the garden for a few minutes.
I know.
Which is the reason I don't wear nail polish. Not that I dig in the garden, because this year I did 0 digging in my yard, unfortunately. But
What else have I been working on for that? I feel like there's a couple of other things that I may get to. Like, I'm really good at buying craft supplies for projects.
yes, it's sort of like yarn buying.
Yeah, kind of like yarn buying.
It fulfills that same thing in your body where you're like, look at all these opportunities that I've created for myself.
Right. And then it's the actual, like, doing of the things.
Yeah, I think that's what it's not about buying. It's about creating opportunities.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Creating opportunities with yarn. That'll be our next marketing slogan.
Yes. Well, and I've also been orchestrating. So the Cub Scouts, which my husband runs, are also doing crafts for the holiday bazaar.
Yeah. So you're like keeping them in line.
Kind of. But I was
not
also
in line, because I'm sure they're all capable, but just like providing
making
sort of
suggestions. I'm
directional.
the order of things in my house. So if things need to be procured. So the Scouts were making fire starters.
Which sounds very exciting, and then you're like, oh, it's like kindling, right? Or the fat wood or whatever it is.
It's so sawdust, like pine needles. They put some dried oranges in, cinnamon sticks.
Oh, so they smell lovely.
And then paraffin wax. They made them in muffin tins, the little muffin cups, and then paraffin wax in them.
That sort of holds all the bits together.
Yes, it holds all
that
the
sounds
things
fun,
together.
and they're probably lovely also.
They will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's still some paraffining to do. The kids put the cups together, and
the grown-up pours the boiling wax over them.
Yeah, the paraffin. Well, and they also ran out of paraffin, so apparently 5 pounds of paraffin was not enough. We needed to get some more.
Who knows, right? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to keep track of.
Who knew how much? And I have very bad, like, spatial or volume awareness. Like, I can, if I see it, I am fine. I cannot visualize if you're just giving me numbers. So like 5 pounds of paraffin wax, I have no idea like how far that will go, or like what that
flour
translates into. Like, just
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
So we didn't get enough paraffin, so I have to order some more. But we have until like December, so it's not,
plenty of time.
Yeah, lots of time. But then there's like, how are you going to package them? Right. So it's like this whole thing that I get
because they
put in
probably
charge
need
of.
to be in like plastic bags with like little ties on them or something.
So I got some plastic bags. They're the wrong size. Again,
plastic
it's this
bag
like
buying, believe me.
Spatial thing. Like,
No. Plastic bag buying is its own special torture. For the Seasons of Vermont box, I have bought like, I don't even know, like we have a system now, but my goodness, we also have quite a few failed systems. In the back here. Luckily, for a while, I was only buying them like 5 bags at a time because I just needed to like, and I am an architect. I can completely visualize how big that bag is, but when you open it up, the dimensions don't really line up with the volume of, anyway.
Yeah, so I think we've figured out what size we need to be able to put 3 in a bag.
Oh,
so it's like a longer, skinnier bag.
Yeah.
Like 3. They're self-sealing. Like, I was hoping to get like compostable ones, but I just gave up. I was like, whatever. I cannot make this happen without spending $11 billion on something that's basically a donation.
Yeah.
So
I on my way over here today, they were talking on All Things Considered about the hoax of recycling, which did not make me very happy. But apparently it's now public knowledge that only 5% of plastics actually get recycled and the rest of them go in the landfill.
Yeah.
Great. Let's not belabor that topic today, but boy. Yeah, it's been one of those weird days where I'm just like befuddled anyway, and I knew it was going to be a busy day and a chiropractor appointment, and then I found out that a friend of mine, from, 15 or 20 years ago that I used to work with, passed away very suddenly. And, I haven't really kept in touch, but still I was just like, someone who's my age or maybe a year younger even. So And then on the way over here, I heard that Leslie Jordan was in a car accident and died this morning.
Oh
so I
my
was just like,
gosh.
oh my gosh, I just like, there's
What is
too many
happening?
stimuli today for me. And here I am like, of course I feel bad about the people who died, But, anyway. Yes, but my 3,000 billion trips are done, mostly.
Awesome.
The
I've
ones
been
requiring
trying to
multiple overnights are done.
I'm trying to think. Has it been 3 weeks since we podcast, or has it been a month? Because I feel like it's been a really long time.
I think it's actually only 3 weeks because I think I couldn't do it last Monday, which would have been our normal podcast day, I think, because I was in Texas.
Yeah.
And then we were, of course, made our big plan, which was doomed to failure from the very beginning, that we would podcast the night before Whatchamadingy, Woolen Folk.
Which
when
didn't
we
happen.
arrived at our
Or that we would then
residence.
do it some point over the weekend. Also did not happen because, we were all really tired.
There wasn't really, I mean, of course we could have. We even brought the stuff and...
Oh, I know. We bring the stuff all the time, and we just don't. It wasn't going to work. We probably could have done a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live at some point.
We
over
could
the
have done
weekend.
a short one maybe, but it just...
we were
plus-
just enjoying being with each other's company and just kind of hanging out and being low key.
Yeah.
And then after working at Woolen Folk on Friday, I think we were all half dead anyway.
In your brain,
Yeah.
that you're going to be there from noon to 7. And Ange and I both had work-related, our business-related meetings that we had to do. I had to present something remotely over to people in Salt Lake City.
I had to chair a board meeting. It was
and it was very little Wi-Fi. So let's just be clear about that.
Yeah.
So I only got in and out of my car 53 times during the course of the 1.5 hours that I was sitting in there trying to figure out when it was my turn to talk, and they couldn't hear me in the preamble. And anyway, it was all fine in the end.
Yeah.
And then we stood for 7 hours, 12 to 7.
Yeah.
Sat down to eat for 10 minutes, and other than that, just stood the whole time.
Yeah.
And,
I sat while I was running the checkout counter for a while.
I didn't
that was
do that.
That was a mistake, because then I was like, whoa, when I tried to stand back up again.
I'm kind of glad I didn't sit down at all and do that. I just sort of stood there, and then the joy of working with Michelle is that she is fastest person down.
Oh my gosh.
We were done by 7:40 in the car on the way home.
Had that booth taken down. So we're assuming that if you're watching this, you know where we were. So there's a bunch of pop-up events that happened before the New York Sheep and Wool
Little
Festival.
spin-offs,
Now little spin-offs. Indie Untangled was the first one. There was Needles Up for a while. There's now Cake Palooza. There's Woolen Folk.
I always want to call that cake explosion. I don't know why.
There's Indie Untangled.
Frosting everywhere.
Still. I feel like there's a fourth one that I'm missing besides Cake Palooza. I think those are the 3 big ones, though. Indie Untangled, Woolen Folk, and Cake Palooza were the 3 that were on Friday.
And Woolen Folk is really only in it's second, maybe?
The second year.
Second, third?
Second, I
Second,
think.
yeah. And so I think, and it went from 20 vendors last year to 54.
50. Yeah. Yeah. And so we were helping our friend Michelle at Woolens and Nosh. We helped her last year in her booth when she was vending at Indie Untangled. And so we did that again.
Yeah, it's super fun.
It is fun.
And her friend Nicole, and co-worker Nicole, came with her. And so we had a really fun time hanging out with them.
Yeah, so the 4 of us,
yeah,
had the booth going.
And then we stayed in the same house together as well,
Yeah.
so we had fun. And Denise from Earth Tone Girls was in the booth for a couple hours, and
yep,
saw lots
she's
of
super fun.
Yeah, lots of famous needy people.
Saw all kinds
fun.
of people. Lots of people came. Michelle's self-striping yarn is gorgeous. I'll do a little show and tell right now. If you guys haven't seen her tonals, oh my god, she has a whole line of tonals now that she's doing.
And even better, Tweety tonals.
Yeah, so here's one of her Tweety tonals. It's this really cool purple. It's a DK with yarn, and
It's a really plump DK. Yeah.
Very plump.
Yeah.
Of course, it's just her colors are so rich. So
yeah,
I got enough yarn of this. I only brought 1 skein with me to make the Ginny sweater, which is a cardigan by Andrea Mowry. Thought that would be a really nice
Yeah.
sweater, and this purple's super of my jam.
Yeah.
So I picked that up from Michelle, but if you want to see some more of her tonals, here's another one. So this is her sport weight.
I love that blue.
Tempest blue, super gorgeous. I got it to go with her show colorway, which is Into the Mystic. I'm probably gonna do a Musselburgh hat out of this. Could do all kinds of things out of it, but
It's such a pretty colorway, that show one. It's funny.
so pretty.
Yeah, it did pretty well, but her other one, Pretty Felt Garland, I forgot what exactly it was
Pretty
called.
Felt Garland was like
Oh
the
my
hot
god! You
one.
know, you never quite know what's going to be like the
Yeah.
most amazing thing ever, and I don't think that lasted like 2 hours. I mean,
No,
I
it
swear,
was out of there so
gone almost
fast.
immediately. She didn't have as much of that done, and I
Yeah.
think she's doing a pre-order for those that are interested.
Well, and Denise's colorway, her yarn,
Right.
was also in the booth, and that was sort of very fall tones.
yeah, really
and
beautiful,
just-
like orange and red.
Yeah.
It was, and I think it was sort of front and center. And,
Yeah. Super popular.
Michelle had dyed it for her, and I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, is that the show colorway?" And
Yeah.
because it was very fall.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah, and it was, but very successful.
Mm-hmm.
We brought a few little bits and pieces down.
Yep.
We did a few of the kits with our Seasons of Vermont.
Yeah. Got
Colorway.
sold some of those. Like that was great.
Yeah, and there were some extra color skeins of the stuff she dyed for us left, and we sold out of those like pretty quick.
Yeah.
Another very nice fall
Yeah.
colorway. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
so that was fun. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So I'm happy to report that I am once again, while vending at these, make purchases from Michelle's booth, which is what happened last year as well, and also from a bag maker that I can see directly from our booth, and I stand
Right.
there and I obsess over bags all day. Because remember, it
And
was
her
Beautiful
bags.
Sister last
Yes,
year.
that's right. Yes, I do remember. We all bought those as well.
Bought one from those. So directly across, it's a conspiracy, I swear.
I will say that you were very good, and then I walked over there because I had been eyeing one bag in
Yeah.
particular all day, and I don't really need bags either, but I'm sometimes a tiny bit more restrained than Ange is, and so, but I was like, I'm going to go over there, and then I got talking to her. She has great stories. She's from Boston. She turns out she's kind of local. I feel like Boston is local to us. It's
Yeah.
not really, but it kind of is.
But close.
And so I went down first, and then Ange came over and got hers. So
Yeah.
it was sweet.
So we were eyeballing these across the way, and we could just see the colors, right? That the
Yeah,
colors
right.
were
and
like
a little bit of pattern, maybe.
super poppy, like
Yeah.
really gorgeous, like something I hadn't seen before. So these are like hand stamped and hand painted bags.
Yeah, they're really, and they're very reasonable for that. I will
Yeah.
say that. So that's her name, Krista Jekyll. And I also, this may or may not be a gift for someone else, but I can't resist noting
know.
bags, and I
She
just
had these
love these
cute little-
colors.
Just so you guys can see like the kind of
Yeah.
stuff she was doing. So we had to
Really.
stand and look at these bags all day.
Yes, we waited till the end. I was really
Yeah.
impressed with us.
We very impressed.
Luckily, she still had a few really good ones left. She did very
Yeah.
well as well, which is great. It was the
Yeah.
first time. The nice thing about all these events is just it was the first time she had done anything like this.
Yeah.
And she had a great day. And
Yeah.
so I think she was on the fence about like continuing to do stuff or not.
Right.
I talked to her for quite a while. and so we talked a little bit about maybe having some of her stuff in the shop here.
Or have her come up and do a trunk show
Yeah,
kind of thing.
so stay tuned because maybe
Yeah.
around the holidays, like
Yeah.
before the holidays, we might
Yeah.
have her come.
And she like
So to have her have a great day and like
Yeah.
continue doing something that she loves.
yeah, and just the super bright colors, like
Yeah.
kind of like neons, but
Honestly,
not
it's
like
just
not
the
like
cutest thing ever.
oh yeah, super adorable.
Awesome.
So
Yes. And I like little bags like that.
I do too. And one came home with me.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Made even further worse by the fact that I didn't actually have my wallet on me, but she took Apple Pay, so I was able to pay with my phone, which is
Oh, the payment convenience factor.
I know,
Always,
right?
Always the thing. But it was a great event. For those that haven't been, there was me. I mean, again, when you're vending, you don't really know what's happening because you're really there all day. We did walk around once, I think.
there was
sort of-
like music.
There was music. I had great food, like
Really good
local food
food.
trucks, which was really nice. And there was there was enough. Like
There was
I
a bar.
had heard a rumor that they were running out of food, so I got nervous. But I didn't stop to eat till like 3:30 maybe, and there was still plenty of
Yep.
food. So
They had
there's bathrooms. Like it's very,
there was like a
very
panel.
nice
They had
venue.
really nice bathrooms,
Yeah.
like outdoors, like right on the water. It's actually a really cool venue.
It's a great venue.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to describe because it's a ruin in some respects. There's a building it's an old brickyard that's
Right.
been repurposed into a venue for events.
Mhm.
And there's like a very small, chic mod hotel kind of thing with like pod rooms or something. I'm not quite sure how it works. Like I think it's one of those hotels that like no one is there. Like you let yourself in and out.
Oh,
I think
okay.
maybe we didn't stay there, but that's my assumption from
Okay.
looking. And then there's an indoor venue room, and then they had like this huge pavilion with
Covered
very high
pavilion,
ceilings,
yeah.
and each booth inside was like a little mini
They
tent of its own.
set up tents, the dome, not the flat roof, like the really tall spired tents
Yeah.
underneath the covered roof
Yeah,
part.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Very well done.
Yep.
Highly recommend.
Yep.
I don't know what the parking situation was like when you got
No
there
idea.
early as a vendor. There's ample parking.
yeah. I heard the line was long. I heard people were waiting in line.
I have to, yeah.
I don't know.
They don't do the timed entry like Indie Untangled does, and
No,
so there are
'cause it's
probably
outside.
there'll be people on both sides of that equation.
Yeah.
Like some people love the timed entry, other people don't. I happen to be on my. Here we go. There we go. On my call, and so I could see, and where I was parked, I could see where the entrance was. So I could see the line. There were 2 points of entry, and the line sort of came around and met in the back.
Interesting.
So there were a lot of people in line because there wasn't a timed entry. A lot of people got there right at noontime,
Yeah.
but everybody got in, and for us as vendors, I will say, it was a little bit more relaxed because there wasn't like
Wave.
yeah,
Wave,
right. And
wave.
in the end, like
Yeah.
every 2 hours with these other ones that have the timed entry, you're like preparing for the onslaught because you have a limited time to go see everything. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it was great.
It was good.
And of course, the weather was beautiful.
Oh, it was the best weather over the whole weekend.
Just a really great fall weekend. So, that just enhances the experience. Not that it needed enhancing, but it certainly would have been a different place than the drizzly rain.
Yeah.
Still completely fine, though. It would have been. Everything was under cover.
Yeah.
Would have
Oh,
been
yeah.
a little damper.
And
but-
all I can say is Michelle drives that U-Haul like a beast. Just back that thing right up there
in our
in a spot
what's her
that I
name?
probably wouldn't even have backed my personal car into.
She did. She didn't take no
Loaded
prisoners.
that
Yeah.
thing up and we were
Everything
out
was
of there.
on wheels. It was
Boom,
awesome.
Out.
Not only did she do that, but then our Airbnb was like up a hill you wouldn't want to drive up in the wintertime. Let's just put it that way. The driveway was like, and it had a big kink at the top. And so luckily there's a big flat spot at the top. So that she just
Yep,
drove
right up
that
she
truck
went.
right up. I
Right
was
up she went.
impressed.
Yeah.
I was behind her in my car thinking, ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So that was Friday.
yep. And then Saturday,
We're lazy.
we did not get to Rhinebeck till like 11, which is
At least,
very
maybe even.
weird for us. We're usually there pretty soon after
Maybe
they
not.
open.
Yeah, maybe we don't aim to get there to stand in line. I don't like standing in line, and we're not in a rush for, I don't know, crazy pottery mugs or whatever
Whatever thing is.
the reason to get there first is.
But I don't think we've gotten there that late before.
no, I feel like we aim for because it opens at 10, right?
No, it's at 9.
At 9.
Yeah.
And we've been aiming for like 9:30, 10,
Yeah.
so the first crowd can
Yeah.
again, many vantage points to get in, lots of gates, easy
Yeah.
the line is not usually that crazy. Yeah, we definitely did not.
We were
rush.
not in a hurry on
It
Saturday.
was tiring. Friday was tiring.
We were tired. We were tired.
Yeah. And of course, we didn't really have, you wouldn't know it looking around this table, but we didn't really have big
No.
shopping plans. I had a sweater quantity I was looking for, and I don't know. Yeah, just
I
looking for-
got sucked in by Instagram and had a mission. Dragonfly Fibers seen one of their posts for a sweater
That's right.
and was like, that's gorgeous. Oh, look, they have kits. Oh, we should go. Sucker for a kit. Like, takes all of the guesswork out of it.
You are a sucker for kits. I will say that this weekend proved that, if nothing else.
They might have got one from Cece, and I might have got Jen to get one too. So
Yes. Well, that was a good deal. Beautiful yarn.
it is beautiful yarn.
Yeah. So yes, and then I think the other thing is like by like 4:30, we were like, I would like to go home and have a beverage. I don't need to be here till like, and it was a beautiful day, so it was sort of on the fence. But I will say that
The
Saturday.
traffic leaving Saturday.
Well, not only that, but the people there were a lot of people there.
So many
and,
people on Saturday.
You know, you're sort of prepared for it. Last year they controlled it, and it was still COVID times. Not that this is not COVID times, because apparently it's always going to be COVID times. But I think, who knows? And I haven't really gone and looked.
I haven't seen.
But there were definitely, I would say,
I feel like there was at least as many people there as 2019, or if not more.
I think there were more.
And we know that there were about 50,000 people in 2019.
It was crowded. It was the most crowded. I mean, it was very difficult.
The barns didn't feel as crowded though.
I don't know. There were a couple of barns where I was like, I'm just going to go wait out. Like a dragon, when you were a dragonfly. I mean, it was.
That's true.
Some of them were just kind of depended. But like the lunch lines.
Lunch lines were.
You know that it's going to be, you're prepared for it, but it's still, there were just a lot of people.
Yeah. There were a lot of people.
And you know in your head but there were more than I was thinking there would be. And again, maybe because we got spoiled last year and it was a little bit less.
But I will say there was less vendors in a lot of the buildings. Like they've kept some of the space where you can step out of the aisle to like.
Thank God.
Right?
There's a gazillion million people.
Yeah. The barns aren't as packed with vendors as they were once upon a time.
I think and it's fine to have that many people. And again, thank God it was beautiful out, so everybody could sort of be wandering around, massing around outdoors. But I just felt like because there were so many people, like we saw people we knew, but I feel like there was a whole host of people
that I know were there and were like, we're trying to find you, or we want to say hi. And it was like, you couldn't find anybody. We kept seeing the same people over and over again.
I know, which is very weird. We saw the exact same people Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
There was like 25 people that we didn't see at all.
Yeah.
Even though I know they were there. I saw their posts. We tried to, it was, so that was a little, I just like to see people.
Because we got there so late that we stood in line for food and then we didn't go to the podcaster meetup because we were eating.
Yeah, we were sort of out of sync with the world on Saturday.
Doing our own thing. We were having our own moment on Saturday.
Right. Who needs this? I'm just going to do what I want. And then Sunday is always kind of a little bit shorter. Yeah. We definitely cut it a little bit even shorter, I think, this year because we did not rush on Sunday morning. And we got there like 10. I
think about 10.
Maybe.
Ish.
And I was kind of jonesing to get out of there because I had to get up really early the next morning and just fly out. And so we were sort of on a mission driven on Sunday. Like, all right, you didn't do this yesterday.
That was the CC's wool. I thought about it.
Let's do these things. Yeah. And get out of there. So,
and then, of course, then we got sucked into the gnome.
We did.
The felted gnome booth.
Yes.
Might have bought a couple of things there.
Some of which are gifts.
Yeah.
I did a lot of gifting. There's a lot of gifting in this pile. Or so we think. Whether it goes out the door at Christmas this year or
next year.
Or maybe next year, I don't know. But yes. And as usual, just supporting all the work, stuff that you love. It's,
absolutely.
Yes. And I have managed to avoid the excitement of the gnome booth before. I always go in and think, oh, this is awesome. But this year I actually did buy stuff. And one of them I really do need to make. I have a holiday tradition of making or buying snowman inspired ornaments for my niece. So one for every year. And some I've made and others I just buy from artisans and craftspeople. So they're all very different.
I think
I did buy something last year. So this year I bought a going gnome kit to not make these adorable snow owl babies, although I'm very, very tempted, but I'm going to convert them into a snowman. So it has all the aren't they
all the
cute?
Right colors.
They're just the cutest things in the world, honestly. So that's my backup plan, unless I find a snowman ornament in some other craft venue, because there'll be some other craft
there will
venues.
be other craft venues, that is for sure.
Before Christmas actually arrives. So, yeah. I am due to make one, though, compared to buying one, because
Got it.
I've been buying them for the last few years.
Yeah.
But, again, supporting other crafty people. But, yeah. Yeah. And I bought one other one just because it was so cute. Once you're there, how can you resist them?
I didn't bring mine with me. I bought a couple, too.
Look at those toadstools. I just love the toadstools. Oh my goodness. This is the what is his name? Oh, sometimes they have a little name on it.
It's on the top, I think.
That says confident beginner. I think that's a
Um,
well, anyway, it should be called Adorable Gnome with Toadstools. I'm so excited about the toadstools. I might be more interested in those than I am in the
Is it on the
gnome.
bottom package?
No, it says made in the USA. Yep. Nope. It's a limited edition for 2023, however.
Wow.
So if you're interested in toadstools, you might need to get on their website. Adorable red toadstools.
Very cool.
Yes.
Yeah, they had cool stuff. Like they had this giant dragon,
Oh, I
felted
wonder if I
dragon
can-
that I took a picture of.
I
and
know. I took
Everybody
some
was like losing their mind on my Facebook page about it. On my Facebook.
too. I have all my pictures.
Some of my non-crafty friends, they were like, "We want that." I was like, "I'm pretty sure it's not for sale."
Also, this very cute little guy. He's so cute. Probably can't
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
it's a little teeny tiny one. Yeah.
Well, he's pretty good size, but still not as big as.
If you want to see the big one, it's up on my Instagram
Yeah.
page.
I thought I took a picture of that, but apparently not. Nope, those are different people. I've been all over the world, and not really, but all over places. So my pictures, it's like three pictures in each location.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
So there's going to be really long outtakes
Yes.
and chit chat about Rhinebeck, and then probably a really short main program.
I don't know. Right. Well, right. Not as much knitting, but we still have quite a bit to talk about. So
That's true. So we should probably
launch ourselves over there.
get on over to the other side. Okay.
All right.